Damn, you've been moving fast, Summer Night. How'd you? I feel like on Discord you were just like 2 seconds ago, being like, "Oh fuck, how do I join stuff?" You know, House of Cards your way to the top of the fucking pyramid. Yeah, how'd you do that? Yo, shout out old Grease. Yeah, yeah. Once again. Yeah, it's gonna help a ton. And like because leadership also will like I always think of social circle building and like building connections romantically and platonically as um it's like archery in that you're trying to hit when you're trying to hit something very far away, you aim slightly up. So you're not aiming directly at your target. You're aiming at like, okay, I'm trying to build a social circle. You can't just be like, oh, I'm lonely. Let me go make a friend. That is not going to work. Instead, you adopt behaviors like being more open to people generally, but then just racking up social obligations, racking up things that you have to do, getting a job, joining a club, becoming a leader, having a leadership position within that club. All of those things will inadvertently have you looking back and realizing, oh wait, I have a vibrant social life, and now I can decide and prune back which elements of it I want um, to cultivate and water. So you're the head of the literature group, and now it's like, okay, now I'm talking to people regularly. I got people who know me regularly. At the end of a meeting, you go, hey, y'all want to get drinks at the bar later on? You know that you already have a shared interest. Yeah. There we go. Machiavellian. Okay. Taking over the whole campus. Exactly, old Grease. You know what's up. You miss your bow, as I'm sure your adversaries do as well. Pick up the sword. That's what I had to do. Yo, what did y'all think of the this segment we did with Tilly from Welcome to My Bed Talk? Because we're having some behind the scenes combos about how we want to approach some of those conversations in the future. Yeah. I haven't seen the New Boy shit yet. I haven't watched it. Where do you fall? Maybe I should start watching it now. Yeah, matter of fact, let me see. Can I, if I pull it up, let me see. Because I don't think I can share my Amazon screen easily, but I might be able to do the gray shit. What am I doing? Boys. I've been watching Stranger Things. Oh shit, sorry, there's too many pop-ups. Nah, that's gonna be another day. Never mind. Pod takes. Okay. We got a little bit of feedback in the Discord. Yeah, I mean, It should have ended like 2 seasons ago. It should have ended when they almost killed what's his name, Homelander. But I am mad that they canceled Gen V. Gen V was great, except for the shit they did with Cypher. Kind of like fucked it up because they kind of neutered their most powerful actor. Like they had a great actor, and they made a choice that kind of fucked up the value of that character. Oh, have you ever had one of those? Because I used to have it was a telescopic nightstick, but it was like a baton, but it was made of like a rigid spring. So, like hypothetically, if you hit somebody with it, it would pinch skin. So you would strike, but it would also like pinch and irritate or rip skin. Cypher was an amazing villain, but just you know, yeah, fuck it, y'all. This is spoilers for Gen V, so just close your ears for the next 30 seconds if you don't want them. Just having him be the host version of Cypher instead of the real version of Cypher was like, I mean, it was kind of a double bind because it was like the actor they had to play the real him was just a worse actor. So I don't know what you do with that, but it's like you like because that guy that dude, I forget what his name is, something Linklater. That motherfucker is a great actor. If you haven't seen Midnight Mass, you got to watch it. He's a great fucking actor, and it was a huge downgrade to go from like how sinister and charismatic he was to like the real version of him. Oh my god, did Homelander fuck the dog? Why? I feel like a sword is not really super effective. Well, yeah, I mean, because I feel like the machete is what you want to go for. I mean, obviously it has like maybe, I don't know, connotations or whatever, but yeah. Heavy steel is cruel enough. What is that from? That feels like I like how nightcore you are, old Grease. Oh, you mean the spring shit that I had? Yeah, yeah, true, true, true. I mean, sometimes pain is a way of incapacitating. Like that's what pepper spray is. Damn, he kills a dog. The dog fucked him. Oh, did they give the dog Gen V or some shit? Not Gen V. What you call it? What's the shit? Compound V. Chemical X. What do you mean by this, Mr. Potato podcast? I mean, the most potato podcast. What y'all think about the Megan Clay shit, by the way? I'm just responding to somebody in the Discord about the conversation we had with Tilly. Since the live stream is open to the public, I won't say who or what they said, but I think they were in the regular things. But basically, they were talking about the idea of like approaching with no agenda when you're giving a compliment, when you're doing a drive-by compliment, and that it feels like deceitful or counterintuitive. And the thing that I said there is, I think during the recording of the podcast itself, I actually was critical of where we were, but because Tilly was a little is new to the pod, and also like we didn't have that same dynamic as when we had somebody like Jasmine on, where I felt comfortable just pushing back against the whole pod. So I didn't want it to turn it into a debate. But I think that for me, the agenda thing, I think that maybe that reads to people as like you need to approach women that you're attracted to without being attracted to them, which obviously doesn't make any sense. And it's like, and it kind of shames you for being attracted to people. And it's like, no, it's actually very okay that you're talking to this person because you find them sexually attractive. That's actually completely fine. You just need to not make that their problem during the course of the interaction, especially at the top of the interaction. So I think I actually, as I mulled over and more, I began to agree with Tilly more, but because I would usually use a different word than agenda, because agenda is kind of something in your own spirit usually. But I think what she was getting at is don't come in with a set outcome in mind. And she actually says it, if you listen to what she's saying, she goes, but a lot of guys are walking up with, I got to get this girl's number. I got to ask this woman out on a date. I gotta get her to like me. And you're becoming too dependent on a specific outcome to the detriment of interacting with the person in front of you, right? Like you don't kiss your partner going, I got to get my dick inside of her. You kiss your partner to see if they'll kiss you back, and then you touch somewhere to see if they touch you back. And that echo between the two of you escalates, and that's what an intimate encounter is with somebody that you're in a relationship with. So when you come up to a person and go, "Hey, I really like your hat. It's a really pretty color." That's the only thing that you came to do. That's the only part of the interaction and outcome that you can control. You gave a compliment about something you actually appreciated in another person. And then the next thing that happens is she goes, "Oh my God, thank you. You have a great day. I really appreciate that." Right. And you go, "Cool, no worries." She's in a friendly way expressed, "Hey, this is the end of that interaction." Or she says, "Oh my God, actually, by the way, I really love your style as well. I kind of noticed you from over there." And you go, "Oh, thanks you. Yeah, I just got this from blah, 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 whatever, da, da, da." And you go, "Oh, do you come here often?" Say what, it doesn't matter what you say, really. And then now what's happening in the interaction is dependent on what the other person has said, and that now opens it up to different things that could happen. So it's not about pretending that you're not attracted to this person. It's about not making that their problem, and it's about not making a specific, like, "Oh, I have to get their number." You don't control that. You don't know this person. All you know about her is that you kind of want to fuck her a little bit. You barely even know that because you don't know her. So you're just going, "Hey," and then you see what happens. So it's not about lack of agenda. It's about not coming up to get somebody's number or ask them on a date or show your interest. You don't know them. You haven't begun an interaction. That's how I came to interpret it. Though I have other criticisms of some of the things that we said in the conversation, but I didn't think it would be productive to turn it into fuck all y'all kind of a thing, Okay, let's see. Sorry, now I'm scrolling back up to see what the fuck y'all said. Mace would be dope, true. Honestly, yeah, I feel like okay. My issue with the shoddy is that, and again, I've never been in these scenarios, and I haven't done really very much training in like home self defense stuff. But I feel like the shoddy is like it spreads too far. Now, to be fair, it does mean that the closer you are, the more damage it does, but in a smaller area, which is kind of good because if you go, "Cool, I'm trying to fuck up things over there," the farther away it gets, the less deadly it gets. But if you're like, "Yeah, the robber is right here and I'm point blank, cool, I'm blowing his shit away," or her shit, or whoever shit away. But I feel like a pistol is better just because it's more you know what I'm saying? You goddamn blow your baby's head off because you now fucked up, you killed the robber and everything behind him. Yeah. Yo, is that your podcast? Is that you? Is that you in the, like, you and a co-host in the profile. Yeah, I could see the boys getting like, we don't really want to watch this shit because the shit is like, it's not even satire anymore. It's just the real life shit. So many times I had to sneak up on them quicker with my finger on the trigger. Man, I used to be obsessed with Afro Samurai, and I had a big ass afro as well. So that, yeah, real shit. Number one headband type game over here. Um, Batman, come on now. What we talking about? Speed Racer in theaters last week and almost cried because I'm sad but earnest about keeping it. Wait, ain't Speed Racer like 20 years old, or did they do a new one? Or yeah. Oh man, common side effects. I cannot get enough of that fucking show. I love that shit. I was been trying to get Josh onto it for a while. He got exposed by his ex. Supposedly, he's a serial cheater and long-standing emotionally unstable. Okay, so what do we mean by exposed? Like he cheated on Meg and his ex, and he fucked his ex, and his ex told Meg. Like, what happened? Yeah, honestly, it's because I was not keeping up on Meg and Clay except for the extent that it came up, and obviously we're going to cover it on the pod because it's, that's what we do. But and we're having Omar on, so that'll probably be a big segment. But it just feels completely incompatible with human love having to have a relationship publicly. Like, because if your partner cheats on you, y'all could work through that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not that. I'm not saying it's not the end of the world, but like, there is so much more to a relationship than like it's more of how do you show up than the ways in which you might betray your partner. Because no matter how good you are, y'all are going to hurt one another in some set of ways. I'm not saying that the cheating shit is acceptable, but there's just now it becomes so much worse than the initial thing. It's already hurtful. It's already, am I good enough? It's already, I can't believe that they were lie behind my back. I can't believe they wanted somebody else like that they were tempted in this way. Do they really want me? Blah, blah, blah. And then it's like everybody is looking at you like, sis, stand up. Oh my God, you embarrassed yourself by even seeking to love and be genuine with this person. Like, it's just harrowing. Yeah, man, I'm not never doing that double text. I'm not doing that double text. Can't do it. Can't do it. I'm not that emotionally mature yet. Shout out to her and Josh though. Yeah, sorry, it's gonna be a second because yeah, we're gonna be part of that media cycle. Oh man, I jumped off a building, landed on my friend's ride. Now I have to deal with explaining how their poor car got poor card. Yeah, I just don't know if it does anything. I was at this event that Deontay Kyle was hosting, and I was walking up to mad women, complimenting them, but it never went anywhere because I had no follow up. Okay, one, tell me about the event. Like, what kind of what sort of event was it? And two, yeah, the follow up is good. Yeah, you do need the next bit. So tell me what happened. Like, because this is, I got advice. I have workable I have workable concepts for you to work from. You do have to have something to say after they express interest in a continued conversation. And so, are you Atlanta based? Was it an Atlanta event? Do you mean more outcome independent? But yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Yeah, I think that's what she was trying to get at with an agenda. But I think I think the way that it came across, maybe in tone, was like, don't go over there wanting to fuck this lady. And it's like, that's actually fine. It's actually so okay that you want to talk to this woman because you imagine a future where she wants to have sex with you. I think that's totally fine and normal. Just don't make that her problem, and don't make the interaction about getting to that because you do not control that. Let me see. This is Fretzel. Perfect. This is the most articulate version of the thing that we're talking about. I think that my rule for social interactions, especially with strangers, is you want to build it to facilitate no, not to facilitate yes. Because yes is what you want. And you're the motherfucker who's in control of the starting of this interaction. You want to build it so that the other person is maximally comfortable going, I'm good, have a good day, fuck off, piss off, fuck you. I'm not saying that any of those things are things that will happen in the interaction, because broadly speaking, it's going to be quite like, okay, cool, thank you, have a good one. Oh, I appreciate that, thank you, And then it's like, cool, they go about their day, you go about your day. and also being willing to look for and hear and listen to the various ways of somebody saying no. Because there's a lot of ways that people can say no or maybe, which is best, especially with a stranger, to interpret as a no. A gift with expectations is not a gift. Exactly. Don't come up with expectations. Maybe that's a good rephrasing and reframing of the thing that Tilly was getting at. Don't come up with an expectation. It's fine to come up with an agenda. Don't come up with an expectation. And sorry that I'm so behind on the chest, but I like reading everything that y'all said. Blah, 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 blah. Do you mean for like deploying like a shotgun versus a sword? I don't even want to be close because a sword is like now you're in hand to hand combat with this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not like yeah, you might kill them, but they might fuck you up. Like you want to be on the other side of the room while they die. Yo, shout out to y'all. What's y'all's podcast about? Did he cheat on Meg? What's the thank you for adding this because I'm definitely gonna add this to the topic of this shit that we talk about. But like, okay, so an ex said that he is a cheater and has a sex addiction. Okay. Yeah, I'll double text if I know that they're going to respond to the first one. But like, hey, are we still? I'm never sending a hey, are we still talk? Or when I was younger, I might have. But these days, fuck no, that shit is yeah, I don't know. This is probably bad advice. I'm emotionally wounded. That shit is embarrassing. And I know Ethan Hawke says, the person who loves more always wins. But this ain't love. I just met you. You a stranger. I'll double text my woman, but not. We just getting started. Yeah, nah. Yeah, like even with I'm trying to think. Have I double texted on like new friends? Yes, yeah. So because sometimes it's like I think, you know what? I think with the double text, because I've double texted people who I'm trying to make my friend, like genuinely platonically. And I think that part of that is I don't feel dependent. I don't feel like I need them to love me yet. So I understand that they're anxious, that they got other shit going on, that I'm at the bottom of their priority list. But I'm like, yeah, I'm a fun fucking time. And I know I'm finna make your life more fun. So I'll double text you, yo, come out to the fucking party. Cause I know you're fucking lame. Bring your ass out to the party. Cause the last text you didn't respond to, whatever. Bro, come on. You're gonna enjoy it, come through. So I've definitely done that, but I think that's a lot of that is very dependent on how much I feel I need to be loved by the person. If I kind of don't give a fuck how they feel about me yet, or at that point, I'm much more willing to double text. So all that is to say, obviously, not wanting to double text is coming from a place of like, vulnerability. Okay, shout out. No, I love that. Okay, okay, so my first question is, what's your fit look like? Because that's number one. If we compliment people's fits, you got to, and you want the conversation to continue. Usually, the best way to do that is to have something, because now you're having a conversation. It's like going up to someone and saying, "Oh, that's a great book," and then they go, "Oh, have you read it?" And you go, "No, I don't know how to read." So I think if you're one tool in the tool chest, if you're trying to engage with someone on a particular thing like fashion, is to have a genuine interest in that. So if you're like, yo, I like your shoes, and you say that to a woman, she's got, I don't know, red snakeskin boots on or whatever. You go, I love those. If you are also wearing something that she might be interested in, now you all can bond and talk about the thing that you both genuinely are interested in, which is fashion, looks, colors, da 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 da. Commenting on the films, I think, is also really, really good. Like, use your environment to enter. You're at a film festival. Most of the things that you say, fits are cool, but I would say the movies are the main thing that you should probably be talking about. What? Because I went to a podcast festival up in Sydney like a few weeks ago, and it's like, oh, what did you think about that panel? Cool. If they want to talk to you, then they'll be like, oh, I thought, right? And then you go, okay, cool. I thought, what did you, and now you're having a conversation, which doesn't mean that it's going to not fizzle out, but you know what I mean? Okay, so now that's great, right? Because I think in the episode we really we're getting into here's how you start the interaction, but and Tilly said something, and this is different than my philosophy, but she was just like, try and say something different with your first line. It's like just a little, how's your day? And you say something like, I'm surviving or whatever. I actually don't think. Don't get me wrong, being clever and being funny and being witty and being sassy or whatever will definitely help move conversations along 100% because it'll get a little laugh from the woman, and she'll be it'll lighten the mood, so there's a lot more fodder for her to ask a question or figure out what's going to happen next in the conversation. But I think you can it's okay to be a little bit more plain and a little bit more boring, because what's more important is engaging deeply and layeredly with what's just been said, and what's in your environment, and looking and paying attention to what can be commented on. Sometimes it is about asking something left of field so that you can go deeper or wider. But you give somebody a compliment and they say, "Oh my God, thank you, much appreciated. I like this thing, da 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 da." Or, "Yeah, you're the life of the party. Like, you've made this film festival a little bit better." That gives them room to say something else that you can dig from, and that's a different skill set. But really, what you want to make yourself good at is being able to respond to anything that's just been said. And I know that's not really precise advice yet, but it's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Sounds like your next step is learning. Okay, cool. She seems interested. Her body language is open. I've just given a compliment. She said something back. How do I keep a conversational ball rolling? Oh man, yeah, I look. I would consider reevaluating that some of the time, but most of the time, I'm right there with you, brother. I'm right there with you. Yeah, bro. Right. Like, so you got to think about, like, what if you were her, what would you say? That's the thing that I always say. If you were her, what would you say? Now, another thing that you can do is, depending on and this is my go-to, depending on what kind of event it is. If it's a very social event where it's meant to be a third space, it's meant for people to meet, it's meant for strangers to mingle and to speak to one another, then literally just walk up to a group of people, or women, and just go, I mean, mixed group of people, you know what the fuck I'm saying. And just go, what are y'all talking about? I do that one all the time. Like, I just go, hey, what's up? And then depending on the energy that they give me, I go, what conversation did I just interrupt? And especially if there's somebody charismatic in the group, she'll be like, oh, my homegirl was just saying that da 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 da. What do you think? Right? If there's a friendly person in the group, there'll be that person who goes like, cool, let me rope you into whatever this scenario is. If it's that type of event. If it's not, and you just walked up on a group of people that were having a very private conversation about one of them having an abortion, then it's going to be harder. But it depends. Yeah. Oh, okay. Shout out. Yeah, yeah. Y'all should send through some of your episodes, because yeah, because we started doing more. We had Paul Eastwick on, who does the Love Factually podcast, and he's a psychologist as well, and they do breakdowns, and we're gonna have him on in a few months again to do a breakdown of this movie called The Invite, which is like a romantic comedy kind of a vibe. I think I'm almost starting to think about splitting off the podcast into another separate, or like not splitting off, but like starting an additional podcast or segment or sub show that's just media. Like, it's just books, film, comics, and that's just all we do, breaking down shit every single like week or multiple per week. Because I'm like, I got hella like I can, because I blast through content, and I love talking about it. Like, I don't know if we could get away with it, but I'd love to partner with another man and call it Men on Film. I don't know if we legally can get away with that, but I'm like, that'd be that. I think yeah. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Yeah, being funny will help you so much. And being funny is a skill that you can learn. Anybody that tells you otherwise, or I think any conversation about authenticity or being genuine or any of that is like not is kind of nonsense to me. Um how you feel and how you come across are two separate, damn near unrelated. Not like, they're more unrelated than I think people think. I think fake it till you make it be it until you are it is probably more accurate to what I think works. Shit becomes second nature. Yeah, women be awkward as hell too. Like 100%. I've been at an event where I've approached a woman and I've been like, hey, da 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 da, and I'm like, oh, she's not feeling me, right? Or she's kind of half feeling me, or I'm not sure if I'm feeling her because she's a little bit boring, a little bit awkward, doesn't know how to, because I'm a yapper, I'm a mile a minute, so I'm like, oh, if she's sitting there going, okay, I'm like, oh shit, I'm annoying this lady. Okay, cool, have a good one. I'll see you around. Come holler at me, whatever. Da da da. Walk off, go get a drink, talk to somebody else, mingle, mingle, mingle. And And then literally later on in the night, that same woman will come up to me, like maybe a little bit more tipsy, and be like, "Oh my god, hey, it was so good to meet you. Like, what do you do? I love you." Da, da, da. Like way more flirty, way more switched on, way more. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, she was just like light key nervous and awkward, and like a little bit more standoffish earlier in the interaction. But I think, and Josh kind of gets on me at this a little bit, but my view is like I would always rather mistake a yes for a no than the other way around. Um, so yeah, sometimes women are awkward and sometimes women don't like not it's like a charisma thing. Not all women, or maybe even most, are like super charismatic. And one of the things of charisma is knowing how to like turn your light bulb on and shine on another person to let them know that you like what they're doing. And that's a skill onto itself. So sometimes you could be like, hey, I love your jacket to somebody. And there are some women who are gonna be able to translate the fact they're interested in the interaction directly into like, oh my god, thank you so much, I really appreciate it. It's actually got pockets, and I bought it. My grandmother actually found it at a thrift store. And look on the inside, it's got like a pleated like tartan fucking inside. It's pretty fucking cool, right? And so it's like now she's shining her light on you, whereas another woman might feel the same thing and be like, oh, okay, thank you, you know, and that doesn't mean anything one way or the other. But again, I would always err on the side of, if you get that latter response, just be like, hey, have a good day. Because I would always rather not. I would always rather not bother somebody who would have preferred to have been bothered than the other way around. That's all. But old boy from before, did I actually help you? Amadou. Wait, is it you? No, not was it you, Amadou? Who was old boy who was giving compliments at the Deontay Kyle Film Festival? Oh yeah. Wayne Head. Talk to me, brother. This is the advice column. Diary of an Eddie. Yeah. So my two bits of advice for you: if you're gonna give fashion compliments, give a fuck about fashion. And if you're at a film festival, talk about films. Like, just go, yo, did y'all see that second short film? What did y'all think about da 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 da? Because like literally, I meet women, men all the time at film shit. I was at an event without, yeah, specific on. Yeah, I was at an event and like literally it was somebody sitting next to me afterward, just turned to her and was like, "What'd you think of da 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 da?" And we got to talking, introduced to her to a bunch of other folks. She actually knew somebody else that I came with, and off to the races because we connected on the thing that we came to connect on, type shit. Yeah. Okay, I see you voice channel. I see you voice channel. Lick the stain. What's that? Yeah, I'm wondering why how that might work. Yeah. And then so yeah, because I'm wondering if we like branch it off a little bit to go like waving the red flag is like dating. Like, like niche out instead of niching down. Waving the red flag is like dating specific. Then, because like the Button podcast, they just do everything. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like, oh, okay, come on. Oh, Grease, are you doing voice to text? Are you screaming at the phone? I'm in here arguing on the Discord about the politics of bathing. Yo, thank you, much appreciated. Yeah, it feels better, less lower maintenance. I like it. And I like being able to feel my head. It just feels it feels more aligned. Let me see what Twitter is saying. Yeah, what do y'all think of this? Can y'all read that? The relationship problem it that something creates is that a man's brain says, "We have sex, so now I feel bonded, so the relationship feels good, and so now I'm attentive and connected in non-sexual ways." Whereas women says he's attentive and connected in non-sexual ways, therefore I feel bonded, therefore I want sex, therefore we have sex. Um, and so it gets broken because if she doesn't feel attended to, then they don't have sex. So then he doesn't feel connected, and so then she doesn't feel connected, and then so on and so forth. Or for whatever reason, sex stops for some other reason, like when people talk about, oh yeah, well, like when people talk about pregnancy, I think it is giving a bit of an excuse. Whatever, we'll see where this conversation goes. Where it's like, oh, she's pregnant, so now we can't fuck no more. And then so now, but I don't feel bonded, so now I'm not attentive. So now when she can have sex, she doesn't feel connected and bonded to, so she don't want to have sex, like kind of a thing. I think that there's a difference between. I don't think that this is that conversation. Um, yeah, I don't think this is that conversation. I think it can be, but there's a difference between saying that someone's desire is modulated by connection. That's just being demisexual. That's just being responsively sexual, which is something that we talked about with Caitlin V, who came through. Yeah, I don't think that saying my desire to have sex is inspired by emotional connection is anything like saying that women do or should do sex in response to morality, which I agree is dumb. Um, and connected to a whole bunch of conversations, just not this one. Nobody wants sex just for itself. People want sex because they desire sex with a particular person and they're attracted to them and aroused. Because if we wanted sex just for sex, we'd fuck, like straight men would fuck other men. We have sex largely out of inspired attraction towards another person.
And I said, this shit is moving too fast.
Mark Lamont Hill went crazy. He told this man Joe Budden to shut the fuck up, and I'm like, man, they got a different type of podcast than we do. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know because I feel like I would say our media review stuff is like because we kind of broke down like what tends to perform at least on our main channel as like if it's gender related, like patriarchy, misogyny, that type of shit. If it's critical race, anti-black, racism, etc. What else? podcast drama, but like media, I would say is kind of like our comic book stuff. Our comic book stuff is a goddamn passion, but like that's us experimenting with stuff. Sometimes they do okay depending on who we've like partnered with, but a lot of it is just like, yeah, we just did that because that's just what we want to talk about. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, we'd love to have Mark on. I think I tried to connect with him through FD because they did something a while back. But Mark is like huge and very busy. So I'm like, he's on our because I think I've told y'all like we've got like a top 10 list of like big gets where we're like we don't like where we essentially don't think we could get them yet. Because we've got some pretty big gets, and like even when it's like, oh, I'm kind of like we were surprised that we got Ali, we were surprised that we got Roy Wood Jr. We were a little bit surprised that we got Adam Conover, but it's like, yeah, no, if you reach out to people, like you can connect often, especially if you've got a podcast that has like a little bit of traction and you have good combos. But I think the list right now is Trevor Noah, Ethan Hawke, Alinda Baton, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Childish Gambino, Denzel, Penn Badgley, Jamila Jamil, but actually, I think we could get her. Like, I don't think that she's that much of a reach. Like, I feel like she'd do the pod. Cleo Abrams, Dr. Cheyenne, and I don't know. Should we put Mark on there? Because I feel like we could get Mark. But what do y'all think? I don't know. I feel like we could get Mark because he does the desktop, call in type shit. So I don't know. Okay, let's see what they said.
We can't assume he wasn't smitten.
True.
Yes, the fuck.
Bro, if you can help, that'd be amazing. Like 100%. If he's seeing in his live streams, like, hey, you should come through on waving the red flag, or you just putting it on his mind, on his radar, so the next time we reach out, he's like, oh, I know who those guys are. That'd be great. Like, by all means. I saw because I knew CJ knew of CJ the X, and I saw that FD and him were on a pod with some other lady. So is he a he or a they or what's up? Oh, there. Okay, yeah. So like, do you think they do the podcast? Okay, yeah. Oh, Grease. Next time you're in the chat, make sure that Mark responds to a comment that has something to do with us. What are we saying about what does the street say? Yeah, what does CJ get into? Because I don't think I've watched any of their content. Like, I've seen bits and pieces, but I don't know what their vibe is conversationally. But I'm game. Fuck yeah. Send me something of theirs on Discord or on IG so that we can be like, okay, this is how it will work. Because I'll absolutely shoot through a DM.
You can, Mark. Shut the fuck up.
No,
what is he talking? Yes, we can.
You said it 3 months ago. We were talking about Megan. I said this shit is moving too fast because nobody falls in love that quick. And you were the first nigga to say, I fall in love that quick. I move him in 24 hours. I fall in love fast. I'm a love bomber. You said all that shit. And what I'm saying is he could be doing the same light-skinned rich shit that you just did. That's the fuck I'm saying. No, you shut the fuck up and listen for a second. What I'm saying is you might have did the same shit that you did. That's what the fuck I'm saying.
Because these bum ass niggas.
You get the fuck up. Now all of a sudden you don't know what love bombing is. Now all of a sudden you don't know what it's like to be smitten in 24 hours, leaving with the club, and she stayed in fucking my house for 3 weeks. That's what the fuck you said. That's what I'm saying is happening here. That might have happened. Yes, he might have fallen out of love fast. I'm with you. But what I'm saying is you got a responsibility to say something about that, or do something about it. Yes, there are assassins in here. But when you're 37 years old and you're an assassin, at some point you got to take some accountability for that shit. At some point you got to say, yes, I know when I love bomb, I'm like, no, listen. Sometimes when I love bomb, I'm like, look, I used to do that shit. I used to show up. I used to be present. I used to do all the shit, all the nice guy shit. All the boyfriend shit. I'm old as shit. I'm tired.
I'm in CNN.
All the in love, all that shit.
They don't know you're a secret.
But I never told them that I was they dude. I never said right. But I made it seem that way.
The act.
I was present in that way.
And you knew she thought you was.
And
you let her go with it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like treating somebody decent is, because we've talked about this a lot on the podcast. It's like, I'm not love. I'm just being a decent fucking person, because what the fuck are we doing if I'm not nice to a person that I'm like intimate with? You know what I mean? Like, what's the point? Yeah, I could. I mean, look, I'm not saying I couldn't do it if that's just the kabuki of it, and they kind of have that agreement. But I feel like they do like reality TV show antics, kind of like they've essentially, and I kind of like it. I kind of like what they're doing. Like they've taken discourse and turned it into reality TV show antics, where it's like, okay, cool. We have a platform where it's not just, a bunch of random people in a house dating each other and fucking each other and having parties, which is what reality TV shows tend to be, or, doing model runway challenges. We're talking about culture, discourse, gender, economics, but we kind of have these, Zeus network moments to keep your attention. I'm like, okay, yeah, I like the idea, but because on our podcast, we don't behave like that. We go, hey, I feel a little bit disrespected and belittled. Let's dial it back. Or, hey, I'm detecting that maybe I've overstepped, because we get loud in a little bit and brolic for sure. Like that's, as Alvin was saying in the last episode, sometimes we're a little bit in character. You bullshit with your homies, but yeah, we let each other know when the shit's going to. Like, hey, all right, yeah, don't do that. Yeah, calm down. Not too much of that. Yeah, all right, let's see what.
At some point, at 30, I'm tired of shit. At 37 years old,
You see what it's like to be a man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know you tried to get your little moment. You see what it's like. It takes conditioning.
Yeah, it does. Your lungs. You know what I mean? And they go right back to jokes. Yo, what I'm saying, you
Wait, Mark wasn't done.
no,
let him get a breather.
Yeah, please
what
let him
I'm
go.
saying is that
Mark got tired from that motherfucker. Almost put himself to sleep. With the young nigga energy. Okay.
the first time you do that shit, fine. The fifth time you do that shit, fine. But at our big age, we know that if we have money and we show love and presence, we fuck them. We stay in the same house for months at a time. We know what they're going to expect.
Yes.
And at some point, we can't act like we don't. Now, she should know that too. That's the naive part. But that don't let us off the hook.
That's part of the game.
That don't gotta
that's his
be.
recipe at
But
that
that's
point,
what
my
it
nigga.
is.
But it don't gotta be.
I got this shit patented now, my nigga.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
That's my move.
It's the game.
I know, it's everybody
It's
moves.
called a 52 fake out.
Yeah, but
That ain't my
52
move.
fake out,
That's not
nigga.
my move. But
That's your move too, nigga.
no, it's not. I never had 100 mil. And I had $100 million at 37 years old.
it's the same
Hey, yo,
move.
here's the problem. And close it for me. Here's the problem. I feel like we do a disservice to the people coming up when we try to not hold people accountable. And the accountable part is not only Clay, is Megan as well. Patterns are important. And when you're in a situation like that, sometimes people should know what love bombing is. Love bombing is a real thing. You guys like to promote these new words and these new theories and shit like that.
I need more specifics, because I don't know what the because this is, to me, this is a granular spectrum specific conversation. It's like if we have been on one date and fucked and I cook you dinner, it's like, yeah, I cook dinner for the homies. Like I'm being a decent person because we have a budding and growing relationship. It's called treating another human being with decency. And if that's love bombing, or you think like, oh, this means that's my boyfriend, like we're discovering one another. That's normal. Same thing for you. Like you do something kind for me, I'm not going, I expect you to do this again next week. We're learning one another. Moving in and living with someone for a while, it's like, but I also think at some point you have the conversation and go, what things are we committing to? And this is what Cheyenne Brian was saying, like, what things are we committing to one another explicitly? What do we want to do and not do? Because a lot of shit just gets left unsaid. Now, to Mark's point, a lot of times we know, because there's social faux pas on saying what is going on specifically, that you can ride on, okay, and this is kind of like the throw your stone, hide your hand shit, where it's like, no, I didn't say we went together. So when you're mad that I've violated that contract, we never spoke, it's fucked up. And I can get to gaslight you, but I understood that the reason you thought that was because of behaviors that I was enacting, and I knew that at the time. So one thing that sometimes you have to do is go, hey, we're having a really great time. I'm enjoying spending lots of time with you. We're cooking dinner for one another. I took care of your dog for a weekend. We've met one another's parents, but I proactively would like to have a conversation about what we're doing, because where I am at right now is I'm still getting to know you, which includes those things for me, but I'm still getting to know you. And I think that, and this is where I tend to round out on the pro, I guess, Meg side of this, which is I think that men aren't proactive about shit when they know that some shit is getting confusing. I don't think, because I think women are the ones that will ask, so what are we doing? Much more so than a guy will be like, hey, what are we doing? Or, hey, like, by the way, I know we've been doing lots of very high intimacy things, which I like, and which is part of the courtship process for me. That's not something that I want to stop doing in this relationship or in dating in the future. The first 3 months should include those things of courting, but I'm not at marriage yet. I'm not at partner yet. I'm still getting to know you, and I'd like to continue to get to know you. But what are we doing here? Because you've said some things that have made me think that you think this is something different for you than it is for me, and I think men avoid that so that they can maintain deniability. Okay. I'm looking at the comment. I wasn't even reading. Sorry. I was in my bag. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's part of the game. It's crazy. Yeah, and I think that, yeah, I think people over apply the love bombing shit. Yeah, I agree. I do think some shit is game. The game is the game, which is usually, I think when I say something is the game, it's like, you just got to understand that people's obligations to you depend on how close y'all are. So somebody, just because you like somebody a whole lot, don't mean that they're going to stay with you. Like, the game is the game. You might, if you love, you might get your heart broken. If you give your heart away, you might get your heart broken. That's not a reason not to love. But that's a different application than what this is here. Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, I got you flowers because I like you. I have a crush on you. Like, we're seeing one another. And so I don't even know why I'm having this tone. I'm having this tone responding to an imaginary woman that these niggas have created that's irritating me in my head. But yeah, this has largely not been too much of a problem, though I have learned to be more proactive and just go like, hey, let's talk about what we're doing instead of waiting for her to do that. And I think that one reason I've often avoided the what are we conversation is because I like the feeling of being chosen. And so, it's kind of like, what do they say? 80% of women still expect the man to be the one to initiate and to approach. There's a genderness to that. And I think that part of that feels like it's degrading for a woman to make those leaps and those moves. Because if a man really wanted you, he would be the one to do them. I think I kind of feel that way sometimes about so what are we conversation? Like, I don't want to be the one to be like, will you be my girlfriend? But I think that's something that's a me problem, I think. I think in general, there's things that you might know or believe that might give someone pause. You should say it early in the relationship. Oh, give me an example. What kind of stuff are we talking about? Wait, what comment, Grease? Because I'm now back at this. What did you say? Oh, the dog eat dog shit. Yeah, okay. I think that's the other issue. It's like, we went to the amusement park. That's love bombing. It's like, no, you're my crush. I'm taking you on a date. What are we doing? Yes, 100%. I think people on both sides are fearful of loving and not being loved back, fearful of not loving and losing access to someone who wants more. Yeah. When flowers every month are expected, flowers every week is seen as love bombing. When nobody ever buys flowers, then any flowers are seen that way. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, look, I'm just pulling that from something Scott Galloway said. And he said it with a percentage sign at the end of it. So I was like, I guess that's a stat from somewhere. Look, I'm going to be 100,000 trillion with you. Don't hold your breath. We like, there is a difference between living your life and political action. And I think that you can take political action in your personal life, but you have to choose. Unfortunately, you have to choose certain shit. And I think that you will have a much better experience and a much higher likelihood of success unpacking gender expectations in the context of a relationship with a woman than expecting it to get solved at the first interaction. But that said, I would also say that there are spaces where women are going to be much more like where you can pre-select for that. Like if you're, I don't know, like if you're at Woodstock, if you're at like anything psychedelia related, if you're at anything kind of like outdoorsy camping kind of shit, I think you're going to have a lot more people who are a little bit more willing to toy with those ideas. Women who are athletes, you'll get a little bit more of like, hey, I thought you were attractive, kind of a thing, just because they've had to unpack some of the bullshit that people have learned. So that's one tool. Like go to places where women are a little bit more likely to not be on that type of time. So you're specifically looking to be pursued by that 20%. Yeah. So then the relationship never gets defined and we're gaslighting each other for either at best mutually insecure attachment or mutual plausible deniability. I think it's usually one of each rather than mutually. It's usually one person is insecurely attached and the other person is looking to deny plausibility. And those are in that order, man and woman. Woman and man. That's but that's me oversimplifying the shit. That's what it usually is. How did the reason get made public? Because that shit is so embarrassing and exhausting. I mean, oh God. Like if I was Meg, or I think especially if I was Meg, this feels fucking harrowing. I cannot imagine losing a relationship, arguably getting egg on your face, and everybody being like, oh, look at this bitch, she has egg on her face. It's like, what is a human life? Like a human life has so much emotional turmoil in it just on regular mode. Now having this plastered everywhere, and not just like in the news, but in spaces that maybe you as a Black musician are like, yeah, maybe she listens to the Joe Budden podcast. Like maybe these are podcasts that she listens to, and you just have to be like, yeah, I guess I just can't watch any of my shows anymore because they're now all about me. Like imagine if you broke up with your girl and you turned on the news and the news was like, this nigga got played tonight at 5. I can't imagine having to live like that. No, that wild that she did that. Yeah. Okay, yeah, because everything that I'm seeing is not making her look like a champ. Because everybody is reposting all the things that she did for this man while he was. Did he even cheat on her? Like, I don't. Yeah, but yeah. Look, I think. Les, I think I'm not sure if you're in the minority, but that is fair. Yeah. Okay. Brought to the light. 100%. Yeah, because Summer Night, he sent through some of his fit stuff, and I feel like you're already on a pretty good kind of bent. I might do a slightly different haircut, but I like the curly shit that you were doing. Same with the glasses, and you've got the soft boy tote bag, reads books, literature club look down. Add some jewelry to that, you're killing it. Also, I don't even think people do bone smack. Like, healthfully look smacks. Do the guangzhou, do your facial routine, hit the fucking gym. Depending on your age, do retinol. Also, look up some of because some of this stuff. I was listening to some woman who was talking about she makes skincare products for teen girls because a lot of them are using shit straight out of Sephora that's meant for adult women's skin. And I didn't know this, but like your skin changes a bunch through puberty, and like you can actually fuck your skin up. She was saying, I don't know, obviously she was the one selling the shit, so it might just be her, making up some shit to sell product, but. Yeah, she was like, so yeah, because Summer Night, I think you're a little bit young. It might be worth, just double check that the shit is for your age group. Like, don't fuck your skin up so that you Before your skin solidifies or whatever with age. But yeah, learn how to dress slutty, look max, look pretty. That'll definitely help you get approached. But also, you know what is another one? Look pretty and smile. those. Wait, I'll give you 3. If you're trying to get approached as a man, and you can, it's way harder to do this than as a woman. But if you're trying to get approached as a man, look pretty, dress good, smell good, smile, have a friendly face, and then carry like weird shit with you. Don't contrive it, but like literally moving some furniture or like having a painting or a sculpture, just some shit. That's a good way for somebody to be like, hey, what is that for? Where are you going with that? What are you looking for? You know what I mean? And I've definitely had conversations off that. Don't fake it, but maybe carry your book in your hand instead of in your bag. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I would have kept that shit private if it was me. Shit. That is something that I've not mastered yet. I approach with the drive-by compliment. Hey, I like your such and such, and then measure the person's engagement. And hydrate big for beauty, for men's, for everybody's beauty, but for speaking to men specifically. And I've sometimes you have the double eye contact, so you catch a woman's eye, and then she'll like again. Maybe that's something I don't fucking know, but I've never gotten like from a woman and then been like, okay, let me go talk to this lady. Like, yeah. The fact that you're like, if you're a reader and you're in an organization with readers, you're doing fucking great. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, hit the gym, or not even the gym necessarily. Take up a sport, but something that will tone your body. Yeah. If you're 19, like, be careful about what shit you put on your skin because your skin is still like growing. I think look that up. That might not be science. I just made that up. I don't know. Yeah. You don't have to put on the whole costume, but it does help. There we go. Yeah. Keep that copy of Dracula on you. You mean like the original, like the Bram Stoker shit? What's up? Ooh, okay. Yo, shoot me that in Discord. We don't have a books channel, but just shoot it in the media recommendations one because Batman is definitely one of my. He's definitely one of my biggest fictional inspirations, I would say, for like life philosophy, like how to approach things and goals in your life and shit like that. Look, you got a lot of time to like. I think you'd be surprised, but yeah, more wood behind one arrow. Focus your energy on the things that you can do, because it's hard. It's really hard to overcome an anxiety hurdle until it becomes extremely easy. But yeah, I think that's totally fine. But I would just say, yeah, don't say ever. That's all. Is that a thing? Is that a performative male thing? 3DS? Shit, you reminded me. Let me hydrate right now, man. What the fuck? Drink more water, like Mr. Jenkins said. It's already gone out of my brain, sir. Are you on Patreon? Shoot me a message there. Or just Instagram, whatever. Just message me somewhere. I mean, look, you don't work for me. You don't have to, but I'm requesting it. Oh, is that true? Is that real science? Is that where body odor is coming from? For me, abroad is like I always come with some other auxiliary goal. Often that would be like just trying to fuck as much as possible, but that's not super productive and or healthy. Um, so after that, it would be things like, here are 3 things that I want to see. Here's something I want to learn. So if I was going to Germany, I'd be like, okay, is there like a class in Germany, maybe learn German. But if you're going there for 2 weeks, a month or whatever, go like, oh, is there like a baking thing? Or what do Germans do? Germans do chocolate, a bratwurst making class or some shit like that. I would go with those kind of goals. And then the way I travel is always I want to integrate into what it feels like to live there. So I never do a hotel. I always do an Airbnb. I don't think I've stayed in a hotel in 20 years. Airbnb, and a room is great because then you get to meet a German family, or German peers or whatever, and then you get to learn like what is it to travel through their train station and exchange money and work in their money, and what are the cultural elements of like how to interact at the grocery store and all that's the shit that I think I like. And then cultural shit, so hitting museums, especially if there's something in the museum, like do what Germans are doing. So not necessarily tourist shit. You can. I think that's also really, really good. But it's like, what is a German doing on their, if you're going to Berlin, for instance, like what are they doing on their Saturday night? Let me see if I can get invited to some little weird performance art show that's happening. You know what I mean? Oh, with the DS. Okay. Women love a man with degrees. I've never been to Copenhagen. No. Which city is which country is Copenhagen in again? Is that Denmark? What is that? Yeah, I'm great. I didn't even know, and I knew. That's crazy. Yeah, capital of Denmark. There we go. Hostels are great if you're young, or young spirited. If you got decent knees, hostels are great. If you got decent knees and don't need to sleep that much, hostels are great. And I mean that unironically. Like I know I answered it sort of like ironically, but my view is basically hostels are a great way to meet other travelers, and it's a great way to just bond with other people and have some weird ass stories to tell at some point. And it's very like, it inspires a hustle in you that I think forces you or guides you to connecting more deeply with the city. And it's cheap often. It's often cheap, which is great. Yeah, I try to stay pretty hydrated though. That's If my piss gets more like if my piss looks like Red Bull, then I try and keep it. I'm trying to think. What do I? Yeah, like quarter strength lemonade. Yeah. Before Airbnb would have been hostels. Yeah. Yeah. But Airbnb has been around a long ass time. Like, matter of fact, because Airbnb was founded like off 9/11, so it's been Airbnb founding. Yeah, 2008. So it's been around for about 2 decades. But also couch surfing was another one that I used as well, which was like, because I think I did Singapore that way, which is like literally you just go live with somebody for free. I don't, because I remember and I'm gonna get off here in a second, but I remember what's the big head hot dude that does neuroscience? What's his name? Whatever that guy's name is. He was saying that like you get most of your water that way anyway, so you don't really need to worry about it that much. But then he was like, Oh no, he was like, yeah, you do need to be sipping water throughout the entire day. I think he said like, because I think this carafe is probably like, I don't know, what is that, 2 liters? I feel like that's enough for a day. I don't know. Ben Carson. Isn't Ben Carson black? Who is Ben Carson? Yeah. Oh, no, I see. Yeah, no, not him. But he is handsome. Looking good for 74. That might be an old photo. I don't know. All right. Anyway, I gotta go, y'all. Is there anything else that I have not covered? Is there anything? Yeah. Yeah, Singapore was trash. It was just boring. Like, it was clean, but it just wasn't shit to do. Yeah. And while black, I would say most of my experiences have been relatively okay-ish. Yeah, there's some shit in Japan, but yeah, I haven't had too many. I'm trying to think. I'll answer that more fully another time because I know I'm probably lying if I say it's just good, All right, peace out. Talk to you soon.